Alright everybody, so that has finished and we are going to now just emerge the one-shot portage. That should hopefully work now with no Python problems. Then guys, what are we going to do is... Sorry, I was writing some other code while that was going. Still need to copy the kernel across. And while that's emerging, I might just write that's done, guys. So the next thing we're going to do is echo cross. Sorry guys, I'm just closing some of these windows down. So we're Europe, London. Pipe that to, or pump that into our time zone. Merge config, I think. I keep messing this bit up. I can nearly do the whole handbook off the top of my head, guys, but some of the commands I still can't do. Oh yeah, we were doing this last night. It's data. Perfect. Next, guys. We will merge Gentoo sources. That's going to be our kernel. Let's just check what version that is. Use the ask command, guys, and the V to verbose output. So do the Gentoo sources. We're going to need Linux firmware as well. Really need anything else but grub. New kernel to come out. Not too sure on the kernel version at the moment, guys. I need to have a look at that. We're going to merge those packages quickly. Screen at the top. I don't know if people are going to have been able to see. I can edit that part of the video if not. Internet is slow. That's actually putting in Linux firmware. Anyways, guys, once that's done, we're going to copy the kernel config over. Or we could just go in and do a full compile. Might as well show you guys the full procedure. This will be more than enough time in the video. Yeah guys, we'll go in and we'll compile the kernel from scratch. There isn't really much that we've got to do at all, to be fair. It can be quite confusing for some people. To be fair, it can be quite confusing if you've got just new hardware, guys. Some things can be quite tricky. That's still emerging. I think what we will do is we will compile. We'll add the Wi-Fi card in there as well, guys. I don't know. I normally just get the system to boot and then pop the live CD back in and go from there. Just the way I do things. Let's be speeding up a little bit now. We're going to need to make a symlink shortly. It's nearly done, guys. So anyway, guys, so what we're going to do next is we're going to go into the kernel source directory, and then we are going to use the make menu config command, and we're going to go in and compile the kernel. And now this kernel is going to be specific for pretty much the hardware that we have in the machine, or majority of. Once you've got it booting, guys, you can come back in and cut it down even more. But this is why there is so much benefits to using Gentoo Linux, because this is on, you know, relatively old hardware in theory, and these things boot up like no man's business. You can actually install these on like things like i386s, guys, and if you was to send the compiling to a disk-C server to compile the information for you and then send it back on a faster machine, you can have that old piece of hardware running like a beast. If you're going to compile on it, then you're going to be waiting weeks, possibly. But that's another subject in itself, guys. Wait for this last package. We've got some other little bits of code as well, which I'll be showing in some future videos that I'm working on. But after this, guys, we'll reboot the server, and then I'll give you a little preview of hopefully it booting up with the bootloader. Come on. We need to emerge grub as well, guys, and then install the bootloader. And we may pretty much be done. This is taking its time. It's just taking its time. Alright guys, so let's finish downloading. We're going to change directly to user source Linux. Make menu config. It's going to take us into the kernel. And we are going to apply some things. This is considered one of the hard parts, guys. Once you get the hang of it, it's still quite hard. Nah, it's not too bad, guys. Want to make sure that's on, but actually that isn't necessary for this installation, guys, but I need it for something else. Auto mount dev, select only, they're both on. You want to make sure that's on, which it is. That works fine. Don't need any sound card support. Apply some staging drivers here, guys. That's for the Wi-Fi. Can't remember which one of those it is. We'll come back and fix that later, but we've applied 3 of them anyway. It's one of those 3. Battery for low level reporting HID devices. That's all fine. The kernel is quite big, guys. I'm gonna come back out of there. ext2, on ext3, ext4 is on JFS. I want UDF, DOS, make sure VFAT is on, UTF-8 on that one, Suedo file system is on. Pro. Why is that on that? I think it's... Bear with me a sec, guys. Hopefully I've got that set to the right thing. hoping that machine's the right one. I just need the EFI on. What else? Is there anything relevant else that we're going to be putting in? We'll come out and see if that boots. I'm going to make -J9 and then to make -J9 modules install. Well, that's just going to compile the kernel, guys. It's going to take some time. So I'll pause the video, I'll let it run for a second, and then we'll copy the BZ image to the boot directory, and then we will install grub, and then we'll reboot the machine, guys, and go from there. So I'm just going to pause the video while that compiles, guys. Alright guys, that compiled quite quickly. So the next thing you want to do is make sure you're we might have to put VFAT there. Dev SDA2 comes with boot. It's already mounted, make install. Just going to copy the BZ image across, guys. The next thing we want to do is a merge AV grub. Make sure the EFI 64 flag is not present. Merge that. Then we are going to install grub to the hard drive, guys. And we will set a password. We'll just check that all those packages were merged, and then we will reboot. This is a loud machine. I'm just going to write a few RC updates that I need to apply. Hopefully this boots first go, guys. I think we did everything else. We've still got to do a couple of system sort of variables, guys. This should be the end. What we'll start back with is the screen that we started with on the USB stick, but we can build our system from there, guys. We've got physical install. This machine's taking its time today. Come on. Just actually emerging as well, just probably compiling. So we'll install this to dev SDA and then we'll use the grub make config minus ooh, come on. Right guys, that is done. So hopefully oh, 386. My golly gosh, that's taking its time. Do not forget to say you use that. We need to come out of here quickly, guys. Alright everybody, so as you can see that's finished. I had to go back in and SSH into the start of the CD and use parted to set the BIOS 1 grub on label. BIOS grub 1 label. I'll pop that in on the video. So now we've done that. I think it's -O. Let's just boot grub. CFG. Now set password quickly, guys. And I'm just going to copy a few RC updates into the file, guys. Okay, so not all of those commands are merged earlier. I've noticed this sometimes, so I'm going to put an R for both here. I'm going to copy a set of commands that we merged earlier. See which ones didn't get pulled in. None of them. So I'm going to let those emerge, guys. We need all of those. That's got 30 packages, guys. I'm going to pause the video. They shouldn't take that long to complete, to be fair. I thought we pulled all these in earlier. But anyways, guys, so yeah, I'm just going to let those emerge and then I'll carry on with the video quickly. Alright, everybody, and I think that has finished installing. What we will do is exit out of here. Oops, and I have completely come out of the putty shell, guys, so we will go back to this one, which was already there, luckily. And as you can see, guys, I went in and set the BIOS flag earlier. What we're going to do here, guys, is should set the file system to FAT32, but let's try and reboot. I wonder if I can. I'm going to pause it. Alright guys, so this is the ProLiant server here, and we've got the hard drive here, still on the terminal. We're going to reboot. As you can see up, the screen's going, SSH is cut off, which is quite loud. Pop the USB stick out. Does quieten down. Will it boot? There was some sort of error there, guys. But it looks like we got grub on there. And that looks like it's booting to me, guys. We haven't got the network cards in. They're not compiled in. But there you go, guys. We're booted onto the main screen. And the root password doesn't work. But anyways, guys, I'm going to boot back into the live CD and I will create part 2 of the video. Hope you enjoyed that. And that is the core install, guys. As you can see, it booted. We're on this server here. We're going to add some more hard drives and stuff in. We've got one there. We've got another 4 bays there. Sorry, I can't get a good video of that. But anyways, guys, peace.